Hello, and what is happening? It is so good to see you guys again. I say see, you know what I mean. It's so good to be here. Um, it's late. It's later than normal, so I'm better than last week. Last week we recorded this on Tuesday. This week it's actually Monday, and which is my goal, but that wasn't done in the correct fashion, and that is correct. Correct doesn't make sense. In what I deemed to be like my plan. Like, I want to get up, I want to work out, I want to sauna, I want to walk the dogs. That order hasn't quite fleshed itself out into the best reality yet. It might be workout, walk the dogs, then sauna. Whatever. You guys get it. And then after that, that's when I wanted to talk to you guys. After I have like the morning kind of reflection and everything. So this is later. It is 2:04 p.m. right now where I am. And but I still wanted to connect, right? So it's still taking action to pursue the goal. And this is one of the things that I really wanted to talk to you guys about. Is that you're having a clear vision of the way that you want your life to go, the way that you want your life to actually be. Having a clear vision helps to increase the flexibility within the kind of minutia planning. So my vision doesn't have anything to do with recording this video with you guys at that time on Monday morning every week. All of those details are, they're like gears in the machine to help accomplish what the vision is, right? And so part of the vision, the part of my vision that those are set in place to enable are establishing a better connection between us, right? So that way we have more touch points during the week, right? Rather than just a full-fledged podcast, we have this too. So we have more than one time where we can get together every week. I can let you in a little bit more on the intimate side, and we can create and further strengthen the connection and the relationships here. I think that's really important, especially for what we're doing, because we're trying to change lives. We're trying to change lives by starting with our own. And I feel like this is a good way to kind of let you guys in on like what I'm doing in my life to do that. Whereas the full-on podcast is more about like the skills and techniques that I'm trying to illuminate for you guys, or show and display and facilitate for you guys to be able to use in your own lives. Now, of course, you could take the stuff that I'm doing and you can transpose it as it makes sense into your life. But this is, like I said, this has its purpose, but because it is a part of the vision, and the vision is clear, the details of this aren't as vital. It's not like, oh man, I didn't get the video out this morning, so it's not going to work. That's not true. That's not the case. And I know that's not the case because I have a clear understanding of what my vision is. Without that clear idea of what the vision is, you can really get mired down into the little successes and failures of each task, of each subtask, and each subtask of the subtask, and so on. I know you guys know, we all go through that. So there's multiple things that have gone wrong, or obstacles that have come up over the last week. And so there was a full podcast that was done. None of it has gone out. And that is, not to go too much into the technical weeds, but I recorded the podcast. I did everything like I normally do. I exported it and I'm sending it up to YouTube. And for some reason, this video podcast, which was about an hour long, ended up being like 4 times as big as like any other video that I've created of that size. And I don't know why. I don't know why that happened. I was like, whatever, I'll just put it up. I didn't even realize that was the case until there was a problem when it took 2.5, 3 days for it to upload into YouTube. And that was after like canceling it out, starting it over, canceling it out, starting it over multiple times. And then I just let it ride. And then when it got to the end, it was like, nope, sorry, failure. And I skipped, kind of saw that coming. So I am actually now breaking the video up into 2 parts, which will be about half an hour each. And then I will publish. And I'm going to publish them both as soon as I can, as time allows. So that you guys can consume that content. And it's all based off of the last video we did like this, which unfortunately didn't get, was limited in its reach by YouTube because of things that don't make sense. Like, the amount of disruption that YouTube creates for me in my pursuit of expanding the audience is very interesting, because they never tell you what is wrong. They give you a generalized policy and they're like, figure it out. And they're like, was this helpful? And you're like, no, it's not. And you tell them why, and they're like, then there's no response. So whatever. Still working through that too. But here's the thing. I don't bring all this up to just be complaining or to vent. I bring it up for a specific reason, and it's because, so I look at this as an obstacle, as something that needs to be addressed, as problems that need to be addressed, because really the bottom line is, again, YouTube is like a gear in the machine. It is not the machine. So it's, and the software and everything and the videos are, again, gears in order to accomplish the vision. So there's coming at it and like kind of removing yourself from it in that way, from attaching yourself to the minutia and to the delivery methods and systems and things like that, and staying more closely aligned with your vision really allows you to address things in a different and more positive and more productive manner. So when this happens, when these issues were happening, it's like, okay, well, let me come up with like a multi-pronged response to the issues at hand, right? So, okay, the video's not uploading properly into YouTube. Okay, let me get the audio piece exported and let's see if I can get that out there. So I did that today. So I exported the pure audio. So that should be able to go out for all the podcast listeners. And then now I'm going to break out the 2 different, I tried multiple things with the full video, multiple different approaches. Then I was like, okay, well, let me break it up and do it into 2 different pieces. And having the flexibility to be able to make those choices and execute as quickly as possible is a beautiful thing, or beautiful part of being independent. And it's a beautiful part of again, staying true to the vision and not tied to the process of like, oh, well, I can't do it. Like, it needs to be an hour long. It needs to look like this. It needs to start here and end here. And it's like, no, it doesn't. The content just really needs to go out. So that's the goal. Yeah. And so, and even days like this, like when you take the same kind of principle with how the day started, right? I had a really hard time going to sleep last night, and I know exactly why. It's because a new season of a show that I watch on Netflix came out, Sex Education, and I think that show is hilarious. So I started watching it, and that messed me up. Messed up my sleep. I ended up going to sleep until like midnight, and then that messed up how, like, I'm supposed to be getting up at like 5:30 in the morning, and I didn't get out of bed until like 7:30. And so that messed up the whole routine for the morning. So I didn't get a workout today or anything like that. But it was beautiful because I still got a chance. I just took the dogs for a walk, nice like 2-mile walk ish, and that was really good. It was really good for them, really good for me. And so I still had the opportunity to kind of reflect and to think about what was going on. I was like, well, this is what is actually going on right now, so why not just talk to you guys about that and let it roll from there. And so you should be expecting the podcast to come out here today. The video, hopefully, as long as this strategy of cutting up the video into 2 makes it easier, then those should be going out into YouTube very soon as well. If YouTube decides not to restrict this, then this should be able to go, this video, so this should be able to go out as well. And then I'll be recording a new podcast this week on Thursday. So that'll be the general flow of things, is that on Mondays we'll be doing this video, and then Thursdays we'll be doing the podcast. And I have exciting stuff happening on Friday that I just remembered about. I'm actually having my first interview for the podcast that I've had in a very long time. So I'm super excited about that. It's a guest. I think that you're going to love her. She's got a great story. She has a great mission, and there's a lot of power there. So I'm super excited to bring her on and to discuss what she has going on, and how she helps people to kind of do the same kind of stuff that we talk about here, where she's empowering people and helping people to shift themselves from a victim mentality to a state of ownership and responsibility, and really pursuing their passions, without remorse. And so I love it. I'm super excited. I'm excited to be back here with you guys again for this week, to start this week off. I really do love Mondays, and this is one of the reasons that I love Mondays, is because I know that I get to make this video and spend some time with you guys. So thank you for being here. Thank you for helping make my Monday even better, and I can't wait to see you guys again later this week for the podcast. Have a good one. We'll see you guys later.